Yay Media Group.
What's up, everybody? We have exciting news on November 20th at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. We are going to be doing a live podcast. That's right. You could check us out on Jeff and Jordan TV. We're going to be doing it live right on there, answering all your questions, talking funny stuff. We're going to have tons of giveaways and hopefully no technical problems this time.
Yes, and I can't wait for all of you to get a chance to win some of these giveaways. And it's just a thank you for all of your support, for supporting our little podcast. What are you talking? Why are you laughing?
Thanks for your support for supporting us. We'll see you then.
Hey guys, episode 80. Jeff, I like your scruff. If you're watching this on YouTube.
If you're watching, I look unemployed.
I like it.
Well, I left it because we went to the mountains this weekend, so I didn't shave. I didn't even shower, by the way.
I know you didn't. I think I was the only one. I only showered one day.
Yeah, what a dirtball. Well, we were only there 2 whole days. So, yeah, I didn't shave. I didn't shower. We were just being woodsy. And so I was like, you know what? I ain't got shit to do, playa.
I know. It looks good. Before, you would only do the scruff at Christmas time when you were off for like 2 weeks.
Yeah. But you know what's good? My agent here in Denver, not to be like a douchebag, but my agent here in Denver is, because I kind of deliver the same audition, like for everything I'm auditioning for. I kind of changed my character a little bit. But he's like, do you have any pictures of you like in scruff, you know? And he's like, there's a lot of outdoor stuff here. And then I talked to the casting people, and casting's like, you're too clean cut for this stuff. Even though like I grew up fishing and all that stuff. So hopefully if I get a couple auditions coming up, I'm just going to leave my scruff and be like, how you like me now?
I'll take a couple of pictures for you.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know.
You
I don't
look
really
like the catalog. It annoys you?
No, I don't know. I just feel like I don't have like that, you know, like when guys have like every guy now. It's true though. Every single guy that's like cast in a commercial has like the 5 o'clock shadow, you know what I mean? And the collared shirt that's a button up, and like kind of like I dress, but you know what I mean? Like it's just that look. So I don't know. I figured why not try it, but I don't feel like I have that look. I feel like I'm out of a job when I have a beard. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when I see other people with beards.
Women think it's hot.
I know, but when I see other dudes with beards, I'm like, oh, that looks cool. That's good.
Like,
and
you
then
know,
when I see it, I'm like, yeah, like, dude, I can't pull that off.
But look at the guy that plays Rip.
I know.
Look at him when he's clean shaven. You're like, oh wait, no. But when he has the full beard, and I'm sure they color it because it's so dark, and though just the glasses, he just looks like a man.
Yeah, he does look like a different guy. But anyways, yeah. So that's why I have. If you're watching, I have this little scruff going on. So I don't know.
Jeff has a little scruff going on, and I have a massive pimple. I keep getting these once a month. I'll get these. I almost feel like my boils are turning into cystic acne. When you pop it, the pus comes out and it makes like a hole, and then it scabs, and it's almost like a sore. Like right now, like this bone here is sore from the pimple.
Oh my God.
I know. Let's try to hide it.
Does it feel satisfying when you pop it though?
It's amazing.
Oh, I would go nuts. Because when I get one pimple, I go to war.
Yeah.
Pins and knives and tweezers.
The boys are going to hate me when they're teenagers and they're going through the acne stage. If they do get acne and pimples, sure. I'll be all over them, popping them.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. See, I like it doing it on myself. I don't like doing other people's. They're my kids. Still, man.
I gave birth to them.
Maybe I will. I don't know.
Could. Okay, so
what are we doing?
We went to Grand Lake with our Cul-De-Sac, everybody we pretty much talk about on this podcast. It was a great trip. We rented a cabin up there, and it was nice. It was fun. It's it was the off season. So if you are not from here, I wouldn't recommend going now, because we were going to rent a boat and you were going to fish off the boat. And they were like, today's the last day. Everybody has to have their boat out of the water. And, but since we live here, it's only 2 hours from our house. It's very convenient. I still enjoyed it, even though half the stuff was closed.
Yeah, no, I had fun. We did get some fishing in. Leighton caught a fish. He's the only one to catch a fish.
I can't believe how much he loves fishing.
Yeah, it was. He broke his pole too, so he was using my pole.
Did?
Yeah, He broke like a button off of it. I don't know, whatever. So we went fishing in the morning. Well, I would say the afternoon because we kind of all went out. And then me and my other neighbor, he's like, hey, do you want to take the kids back out there like when the sun starts going down? So we did. And then I got one and he broke the lure because I tied it like a bozo and I was so mad. And I tied another one on and Leighton was fishing. We got one. So that was good. So that made me feel good. But it was a fun trip up in the mountains. It's only 2 hours away here. And it's a beautiful ride once you get into the mountains. Everything's changing.
There was no traffic.
Yeah, there was barely any traffic because we left on a Sunday. So it was a fun trip, you know. I love going up in the cabin and in the woods and fishing. That's my favorite.
I was trying to remember at night, we played a game. It wasn't Incoherent. We talk about that one. It was a new game we played.
But we didn't play it right.
Yeah, but it was fun. And I was sober. Everybody else had drinks and it was getting goofy and I still had fun playing it. We kind of made up our own rules. We kind of made it more like charades. Yeah. But it was a dirty game, but guessing it, playing charades, but a dirty version. And it was funny. It
was dirty charades. And every single gesture, they're like, all right, we're going to flip the card. Started with like putting something in your butt. I mean, not talking, but just like the gesture of like.
Or like
That's why it's so funny because it seemed like everyone was the same.
Like one was sweaty balls, I think they had, and I like pointed to your balls. And I'm like, sweaty?
Wow.
That's how we played the game.
There. But yeah, we had a good trip. You know what else I noticed while you were out there? I'm kind of going to shift gears here. Does anybody like to work anymore?
No.
Does anybody enjoy their jobs?
I know where you're going.
Dude, I'm not even kidding. Listen, I'm a little uptight and grumpy too because I don't have a job right now, so I'm a little irritable. But I feel like every single person I meet, no matter where I go, I'm like, excuse me, can I get some help over here? It's like, oh, I got a 5-minute break over here. I'm like, well, I'm sorry. I need to order a cake. What else shall I do?
Do you want to go in detail so people know what you're meaning?
I guess so, but I'm talking about Grand Lake too. Like we were there and they're like, what do you want? We're shutting down for deep cleaning. I'm like, it's 2:00 in the afternoon. What do you mean you're shutting down? Can I get their pizza? And they're like, we're out of sausage, we're out of this, we're out of that. And they're like, do you still want to eat? I'm like, dude, I just had a 2-hour drive.
The girl must have had a really bad day. And we both were servers before. Like, I get it. But she was probably the rudest person we've ever had, just like throwing food before we left. And our kids were quiet. We had our food ready to order. But they were like this the last time. I don't know why we went back. I told you as soon as I
won't blow up the spot.
When she walked up and she's like, we don't have buffalo. We don't have this. We don't have this sourdough. We're out of 16-inch. And then we were just like, okay. And that's when I was like, okay, maybe we should just go. Cause I could already tell she was very annoyed and did not want to be there. But we stayed and it was just kind of like throwing your food around. Jeff asked for another beer when we were getting our tab. And she was like, we're closing at 4 for a deep cleaning. And Jeff goes, oh, just a beer. And she got mad. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. And then listen, I get why people are mad because
they're overworked and underpaid.
Yes, absolutely. The chicken wings, 6 chicken wings. Get this shit. $17.95 for 6 chicken wings. What? And by the way, it was like I was eating a human arm. It was so full of skin. It was disgusting. I had to get the meat out of there. And I wasn't going to throw them away for $17.95. But that's why everyone is so upset because things are so expensive. How dare you charge me $17.95 for 6 buffalo wings? Remember like quarter wing night or 50? Like, are you crazy?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm the grumpy one and I'm just projecting myself onto others.
You were saying our tab was way more. We had less. We just had drinks, a pizza.
Oh yeah,
the apps. And you said it was more than when it was just you and I went out to lunch the other day.
Yeah, we had a beautiful lunch date at a sushi restaurant. And I had a couple beers, a lot of food, sushi, and that was like $100, right? So that's pretty reasonable. Like for
I love that sushi server
and all that stuff.
He's awesome.
And he was a good time. No, that was like $85. And then when we went to go get the pizza and human arms, it was $120.
And
we
I got
had
a
nothing.
Coke.
We
had nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
I don't know. I think, listen, I try to sympathize with you don't even have a job.
I still tip their 25%.
Well, I know, because you never know what people are going through, even if it is bad service. I've been there. But I mean, she was pretty bad with everything. But I do remember my mom, when she worked at the bank, comparing it. She was there for 30 years. When I was a kid, my mom loved working at the bank. And I remember all the women she worked with, they were always laughing and cutting up. And then by the time my mom left the bank in March, she was like, Jordan, all they want us to do are open up credit cards. They just want us to get people to open up these accounts. My mom's like, I'm not pushy. Everything was sales and open up these credit cards. And my mom's like, people were coming into the bank always angry and mad. And then it would put her in a bad mood, because she's like, I was just getting yelled at all the time. Or people would be like, why is the bank teller line so slow? Why is the drive-through line so slow? And my mom's like, because it's just one person working the front of people walking in, and I'm doing 2 drive-through lanes. It's just like, and then they pay them nothing and they just work them to death. If you want people to work more, pay them more.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's not everywhere, but I feel it. I just feel like people aren't making a lot of money and they're mad about it, and they're downsizing everything to try to make, their
I think it was back to back with us. We were trying to get Lawson a cake. And this late.
Well, let's take a quick break and then we'll tell the cake story and get into some other stuff.
Okay. Welcome back. So we were getting Lawson a cake, and I think it was Lawson's birthday.
Oh yeah, my bad.
So,
oh my God.
Okay, so we're getting Lawson a cake, and Jeff and I, we had to go to different locations because there's not a cake decorator. Nobody has a cake decorator.
No, not that. We went to the first place and we go, hey, we need a cake. And she goes, well, I think you're out of luck. I'm leaving at 2.
Oh, that's right.
You're leaving at 2?
But there's only one. She's the cake decorator. So the one by the grocery store.
What are cake decorator hours?
I don't know. There was an older lady that worked at this one that was always the cake decorator, and she's not there anymore. So they're like, they always send me other places. They're like, yeah, there's nobody here that can decorate cakes anymore. So we ended up going to a different grocery store, and the lady was just very mad. She was like, geez, can I not take a lunch break?
First of all, nobody was there. I had to go in the back and start baking myself. And then
Jeff kept going back there and was like, hey man, excuse me. And this guy kept ignoring us.
He kept moving further and further back so I couldn't see him. And I was like, what are you doing?
And so Jeff kept walking further towards the back. He was like, hey man, just so he knew we were there. And then some guy from the grocery store was like, can I help you guys? And then while he was helping us, the lady, I guess, who does the ordering for the cakes, just rushed in and just grabbed the paper out of his hand. Very rude.
He was actually nice.
He was very sweet.
Yeah,
he was trying. Nice. He didn't know it.
No, he had no idea what he was doing.
And she just grabbed the paper out of his hand and was just like, okay, so what are we doing? And she was like, can I ever get a break around here? And Jeff and I were just like, we just need a cake. I was like, for an 8-year-old.
And then I'm like, she's like, when? Because we were going out of town. I'm like, can we get it tomorrow? And she's like, 72 hours. 72 hours is the number, but I'll get it done tomorrow.
But I told her, I was like, listen, sorry. If it's more convenient, we could pick it up at night if that would help you. No, that's fine. 12 is better. So I was like, okay, that's fine. I go, thank you so much. I appreciate you. We appreciate your help. We were very, very nice about it. And, she was like, okay, thanks guys. But even when we picked up the cake, she was just,
I don't know,
mad.
Maybe it's something inside me because I'm a little snappy these days too, just because I'm frustrated. So maybe I'm projecting some of that, but I'm noticing a lot of people are frustrated as well. So for you guys listening, if you're going to get a cake, 72 hours is the number.
Cake at the grocery store. It was nowhere fancy. No. We didn't go to like a bakery. It
actually turned out really good. Lawson's into the Miami Dolphins these days. I think he really likes their colors. I was too as a kid. I like Dan Marino. You? Yeah, I love the Dolphins. I think I did like their colors too. And Lawson's a lot like me. So we got him a Miami Dolphins cake, and he's all into the Dolphins now. So it was a good birthday. We brought the cake up to the mountains, and all the kids had cake. So it all worked out. Also, when you're not busy, kind of like people on Instagram, like I am now, you're kind of like looking around for everything. You know what I mean? You're not just like, oh, let me go to the store and get this and get out of there because you have other things on your mind.
Oh, you're just noticing.
I have more free time, and I'm like, what's wrong with that guy? What's up with him? Why is that woman giving me a stink eye?
No, I mean, we're definitely not complaining. I'm sympathizing with these people too.
I know.
Especially too, it's everywhere, but where we're at, it's just like everything is going up. So I was talking to my nail lady and same thing. You guys, I made an appointment yesterday and I love the girl that does my nails. She's so sweet. And, I was there, but I ended up sitting there for 2 hours because this person behind me was having a complete meltdown about her nails.
I wish you recorded it.
Well, I kind of looked behind me. I did think at first, because she was with a friend, I was like, maybe that she's drunk or maybe like she's just upset and that's why she's crying. And the girl that does my nails sat down. She's like, I'm so stressed out. And I was like, don't worry about it. I was like, if you need to go take care of her and come back to me. And she's like, you're so good to me. And I was like, listen, I already told you crazy stories whenever I worked at the hair salon dealing with people. So I get it. And I felt so bad. I mean, I would have been stressed out too. And then the girl that
what did she do? Tell people, because I wasn't there.
I don't really know. She was just like, excuse me, my nails? Some guy was working on her nails, but she said he hurt her nails and was doing a terrible job and that she only wanted my girl that does my nails to do it. And then started getting mad and hurt her nail from I don't know what she did. And her nail was about to come off, like was lifted up.
Ooh.
So my girl was like, okay, let me try to help you. But she was like, you can't even touch her nails because she's freaking out. And it wasn't just me. Everybody in the salon was looking at her. And then her friend finally turned around. It'd be like me, let's say Jeff. And she's like, Jeff, calm down. Her friend said
God.
that. And I was like embarrassed for her. Just don't make a scene. If you don't like the nails or somebody's hurting, just say it quietly. You don't have to announce it to the whole salon.
Why do people feel...
And then start crying? But maybe she did have, I don't know. I was like, maybe she had to have like a drink or something.
But why do people feel the need that they could talk to anybody like they're below them? That's what I don't understand these days. Everyone just projects their opinions out loud onto people who are trying to work hard. I get they're frustrated and things like that, but you think that guy did that on purpose? You don't need to embarrass the whole place and yourself and your friend.
Right.
It's like that lady who was serving us up in the mountains. I could have said something to her. Hey, it's my kid's birthday. Why don't you lighten up a little bit? You know what I mean? I don't just project my anger on the people, and people think they could just talk to anybody now because they see videos on the internet and they think that's how society is. And it's not. You're the asshole. You're making it worse for everybody.
Sorry. When you said that, going back to Grand Lake with the restaurant, when the girl's like, we don't have buffalo, we don't have 16-inch sourdough, we don't have this, we don't have that. The table sitting beside us, the guy goes, so what can we get?
Yeah. And there was a language barrier too. And so he was trying to like explain it back to his, family. And he's like, so what can we get?
Yeah, I know. I did kind of laugh because it was true. And the girl then just repeated herself again, just rudely. But yeah, so it was definitely an adventure. Ended up spending 2 hours at the salon, and I did tip Sandy extra because I told her, I said, good luck, my friend. She goes, are you stressed for me? I go, I'm very stressed for you. And I gave her a hug. And I was like, I gave you some extra cash because I go, who knows if this girl's going to tip you or not. So, and Oof. She was like, I love you. And then I was like, I'll see you in a couple weeks.
Oh, wow.
I know. I get it, though. It's hard working with the public.
Yeah,
it really is. I have stories.
But I feel like it's even harder
Wait,
now.
This is, since we're talking about this stuff, I have stories from, I've worked at a hair salon. And then when we first moved to California, I didn't know if I wanted to do hair salon. I thought I wanted to maybe shift into skin because I love like the skin and lasers, all that stuff. And I got a job in Beverly Hills, and I was so excited because I thought I was going to learn everything. And it was actually the worst job. I hated it. And I don't know if I've ever shared this story. I would call my mom every day on the way home from work. I hated the job. Oh my gosh, I hated it, but I wasn't a quitter. Like I was like, I'm not going to quit. And I needed a job. So I would call my mom every day and tell her about how awful these people were and just like how they treated you. And it's actually funny. Beverly Hills women, you would think would be worse. It was Malibu women who were actually worse. And they're the ones that dress super casual, but Beverly Hills, you're super rich too, but they're just like on another planet, like Malibu. So they were like very, very rude. And so there's this lady that shared a space with the doctor I work for. And she was apparently the skin guru. And remember this story? You know where I'm going?
Yeah, this is...
But I mean, the skin guru probably in the 80s, like 70s or 80s, her clientele were half the people I didn't even really know.
70s.
Yeah. Like Brady Bunch people. Anyways, so I'm working one day and everybody gets a candle from the Beverly Hills office except for me. And, which I didn't care. I wasn't upset or offended.
I would have been upset.
And, she goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. I ran out. I don't have any for you." But this lady always like talked down to me like she was better than me, which I'm like, whatever.
I can't stand that. I can't stand when people boss. I'm sorry, go ahead. But I can't stand that talking down to people trying to like make a living. It really, when you're running a waiter around or being rude to somebody at the store or the nail salon or like your story. Sorry, I had to jump in, finish the story.
Me, I'm like, when somebody's like that, I'm like, that's your own insecurities.
Absolutely.
We all start somewhere and everybody has a story. So that didn't bother me at all. Like I just didn't care. And I was young. I was like, I don't care. You were like a skin guru to like people way back when.
To Greg Brady.
Yeah. Like people... Yeah, to Greg Brady, Marsha Brady. I think I saw Marsha Brady, whatever her real name is there. Anyways, so I didn't get a candle. And one day I'm working in Malibu and her VIP patient comes in and she recognizes me from Big Brother. And I didn't tell anybody in the office that I had done reality TV before, so nobody knew. So she goes, "I know you." And I was like, "No, I'm new here." And she's like, "No, I know you." And she goes, "My husband, we watched Big Brother." And she goes, "I love you." And her husband is a famous actor. And this lady was actually really nice. And the lady who talked down to me, who ran this place, was like, "You know her?" She goes, "Oh my God, I love her. I watched her on Big Brother." And she's like, "What's Big Brother? You were on," kind of like you were on something. And then I was like, "Oh yeah. So the next day I'm working at the Beverly Hills location and guess who got a candle? I got a candle.
What a bitch.
So I was, I guess I was cool enough then. But I mean, after that, I was like, people show you their true color. I didn't fit in. I really didn't fit in with those type of people. There was one patient that would come in to the Beverly Hills location. He was from Charleston, South Carolina, and I loved him. He was so sweet and so nice. And I think I had more of a Southern drawl then because I just left North Carolina. I don't think they really liked that. I think when I first moved there, it was kind of like they think of you like you're stupid because you have like this Southern accent. And some of the patients like, "Oh, you're cute. Where are you from?" I'm like, "Ew, get away from me." And I remember these young girls, they were probably 17, two of them. They reminded me of like a Paris Hilton Nikki Hilton, and they were in there because they just didn't like their noses and coming in to get their nose done. And they're 17 years old, and their mom was there to pay for it. And I was like, this is crazy. Like, this is such a different way. I have so many stories from that place. Okay.
All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to take some questions because a lot of people have been writing in. What's our thing?
I just call it Dear Abby.
TogetherMessPod@gmail.com.
Jeff and Jordan.
We're going to call it Dear JeJo.
Dear JeJo. There we go.
JeJo or JeJo?
I don't know.
I don't know either. All right, we'll be back with some of your guys' questions.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Yes. Thank you guys for writing in these to TogetherMessPod@gmail.com. So we're going to take your questions at the end sometimes and give you guys a little shine. So thank you for writing in. We had so many people write in, so we're going to try to knock out as many as we can here, and let's just get into it.
Okay, so I'll read one, and then Jeff's going to read one. Lilac. Jordan, you are so health conscious. Do you ever worry about your breast implants leaking or causing harm to your body? I think about this all the time, and I can't really think about it because I give myself anxiety when I think about it being in my body. I have silicone implants. Do not have saline, but I worry with the silicone if they did break, leak, however, all that gel in your body. I do plan on getting my implants out. I was actually planning on doing it like the first of the year. I wanted to have it done, but sometimes things don't go to plan. You lost your job. And so it's like, okay, I need to be smart, right now. Whenever he gets another job, I'll think about it because it's not cheap to get your implants out. And if I'm going to have them out, I need to have a lift because I went from an A cup to a D cup, which I didn't want a D cup, but I've hated them since day one. But yes, I do think about that. And I always think about how free I will feel, like the weight, because I do remember when I first got my implants, how much heavier I felt up top and how freeing it's going to be when they're out. And I just want anything that's fake out. I don't think it's good for you. I really don't.
Yeah.
But I plan on doing it. It just needs to be the right timing. Right now, if your husband doesn't have a job, it's not the best time to think about getting your implants taken out. So I've just kind of taken a pause and I'll get it done eventually.
Yes. And you do what you got to do.
Yep.
For people like, Jeff, what do you think? I
know people ask me that.
I know.
They're like, but does your husband care that you want your implants out? And I'm like, what? I wouldn't care if
I chopped off my dick. If I bobbited my butt.
If whatever you wanted to do to make yourself happy.
What was that guy's name? Bobbit?
You never known me though. You didn't know me when I had no boobs.
I met you right when you got.
Yeah, they were huge. Yeah, they were.
You still had on Big Brother. You still had the scar, the fresh scar. They just took it out. That was wild.
Yeah.
But anyways, yes, let's move on. Lisa, thank you for writing in. She wrote, I like this actually. This is fun. If you were having a last dinner before going in a desert island or at a Big Brother house, what would you want your appetizer, main, dessert, and choice of drink? You each get to have your own menu. You got to have a couple appetizers if you like, very detailed. So that's a good question. What would you get for an appy and a dinner?
Oh, I'm trying to think of what's my favorite. Well, it depends what I'm in the mood for. For an app,
I think I would go, and this is just off the top of my head, I'm not thinking of everything, but oysters Rockefeller. I've been seeing on my Instagram these guys who put oysters on the grill and they fill it with crab meat and cheese and stuff, and they're just bubbling with butter on the grill. And I'm like, oh man, I got to make those. But that would be, I think I'd go oysters Rockefeller off the grill.
I'm so basic. Mine would be for appetizer, chips, salsa, guacamole.
Your last meal?
Breadsticks. But that's what I like, though.
Oh, man. That's weak sauce.
And for dinner, it would probably be chicken Parmesan.
You always get. That's your go-to.
If it's like a birthday dinner or something special, I always get chicken Parmesan.
Yeah,
that's my go-to.
I'm when I go hard, surf and turf. You know what I mean? Because I like just a small little piece of meat, like a little fillet, and then crab legs. I'm pretty simple that way. You know, I would definitely go to seafood route. I could eat fish all day.
I'm definitely lame with the food route. Oh, I would get for appetizer bruschetta. I love bruschetta.
Yeah, bruschetta's a jam.
It's so good.
What would you get for dessert?
I love brownies, like brownies with ice cream, hot fudge, whipped cream, that something like that, or a chocolate cake. Anything chocolate.
I would go...
Or depending on... Or cheesecake. I do like good cheesecake. If it was from the Cheesecake Factory. I like their Oreo cheesecake.
Everything you just described, you could do at Cheesecake Factory. Yeah.
Chicken parm.
So you go to Cheesecake Factory, I'll go to Mastro's down the street, and then we'll meet each other for a drink. But yeah, I would go... I don't know why... I love a good key lime pie, like with a good buttery crust. It kind of goes with like the seafood thing. I don't know.
I feel like
my mouth is watering right
now. A lot of people love key lime pie because I'll go to Whole Foods sometimes and I try to surprise him with key lime pie because I'll just do a slice and Jeff might just take one bite and leave it in the fridge for a couple of days and pretty much like half the time it's always gone. Like people must love it.
It's really good. If you haven't had Whole Foods key lime pie, they have half pies and whole pies, but they have just a slice. It's kind of my kryptonite. I make sure I don't even walk past it because I can't control myself. And then when I get home, I'm like, I'll have a bite. And then I push it off, but it's in my head. And then all of a sudden I'm like, you know what? I'm going for it. I'm like, where's that key lime pie?
And then I ate it.
We have to have a good dinner. That was a good date we had the other day. Like a little sushi and stuff. That was fun.
I know. I told Jeff we don't do that much, but I prefer that. Like I prefer our kids. This was Lawson's birthday. It was on, Friday. It wasn't his birthday.
No, it was on Sunday, but we got to go to his school and have lunch with him, which was super cute too.
Yeah. And we did I was like, you know what? We got time before we have to go pick up the kids. Why don't we do a lunch date? And so we did that. And it was it was fun.
Oh man, and because
we don't do enough of that.
All right, we got to get out of here. But there was this one kid sitting by himself, and I almost started crying. I'm like, Lawson, go. Who is that kid? And he's like, I don't know. He's not in my class. Because I was going to make him go sit with him. Because Lawson had a bunch of friends. Because they were celebrating his birthday because they were going on fall break. So eventually, he did find his friends. So it made me feel so. I
felt like he just wanted. Well, cause at first I felt the same way, and I was like, I want to go sit with that kid.
I almost did,
and then. I think he just liked to eat by himself because then he found his friends and was sitting with his friends. Because I always do that. If I go in the cafeteria, I always look to see if there's any kids sitting by themselves. But really, they all get along. They all know each other.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's wrap that up. Thank you for the questions. We only got to 2 of them today. We're going to get to a bunch more. I saw some more that I wanted to get to. So we're going to try to get those in at the end of the episodes now. And so keep writing in togethermesspod@gmail.com. Get those questions in. We'll read your name on here and hopefully get to a couple if we have a slow week. Of not a lot of things going on, but we had a lot of things going on this week. So thanks for listening again. We're still hanging in tough, feeling good, and we're going to keep these pumping them out. And merch is on the way. I'm knocking the website out. We're still ordering some products, so stay tuned for that. Very excited about that, and then we'll see you guys next time.
Yes, we'll see you next week. Bye.